Hello and welcome to the 29th season of Sims 4 Survivor. This is Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2, which I did tease in last episode or 2 episodes ago, whatever. I did say I would do a Blood vs. Water 2, and here it is. And I did try to sort of do a bit of an homage to the first Blood vs. Water with this casting. So without further ado, let's just get into it. And just like the first season, I will introduce them as pairs. So the first pair here is Kasim Bunma and his mother, Bua Bunma. Kasim is meant to be a little bit of a parallel to Ava from the first Blood vs. Water, being the only winner to return here, and also a winner who first competed on Worldwide. I felt like it was kind of funny to throw him in here. Kasim has, of course, competed 3 times up to this point. He was on Worldwide, then he was on All-Stars, and then he returned for All Winners. And I feel like Kasim should be somebody who is a 4-time player. It just feels right to me, so I decided to bring him back. But along with him is his mother, Bua. Bua was on Glimmerbrook, didn't do that well. She was the second boot, I believe. But she did become the fan favorite. And she didn't do all that poorly in the fan poll either, which I did sort of reference the fan poll when I was composing this cast because I wanted to see what you guys were looking at and maybe cast some of these people who almost made the cast, but just barely didn't make it onto there. Since you guys want to see them come back, I figured, why not? Well, let's bring them back. 27 might have not been their season, but 29 is. But speaking of the fan poll and Glimmerbrook, next pair here is Tia Bailey and Haru Matsuda, a married couple. Tia, she almost made it onto 27. However, I opted to pick Meili Kahananui over her, so she just barely did not make the cast, but she is back here. Since you guys wanted to see her back, I'll let her play once more. Tia was, of course, on Occults vs. Normies. Then she returned for Veterans vs. Newbies. And now she's here on Blood vs. Water. So she's only competed on Versus seasons, I guess. And then her husband, Haru, he was on Glimmerbrook, same as Bua, where he did pretty well. He made it all the way to 6th place. But he was on the outs of the Majority Alliance, so he ended up getting the boot, even though he did have a pretty good relationship with the eventual winner, the Ring Bear. And we continue on with the trend of people who did well in the fan poll, because next up we have Ian Moody and Derek McMillan. Also a married couple. They come from Henford-on-Bagley. And Ian, he competed on Battle of the Sexes, did very well there. That got him a spot on All-Stars, where he once again did very well, was actually in the Majority Alliance along with Kasim. But he ended up getting betrayed by his own allies at the final 8. And then Derek, he was on Granite Falls. He was doing okay, but he ended up being on the losing tribe at the merge. Although his ally Raj made it all the way to the final 3. So he got a little bit unlucky, perhaps. Next up, we have a pair of sisters who are meant to be sort of a parallel to the Fire sisters who competed on the first Blood vs. Water. We have Angela and Lilith Pleasant. Angela competed on Season 2, Brains vs. Brawn vs. Beauty, where she was the first boot, did not do well. But then she returned for early outs, and she made it all the way to 5th place, played a pretty impressive game, and somehow ended up becoming the fan favorite despite being a little bit bland on the season. And then Lilith, she also competed on Granite Falls, and she did actually pretty well in the fan poll, which was a huge surprise to me because I felt like she was such a nothing character on Granite Falls. She was such a dud. She didn't really do anything. And then she just got idled out by Penny-Pizzazz in the early merge. But apparently you guys wanted to see her back. So here she is, along with her sister. Next up, we have another person who did well on the fan poll. We have Vivian Lewis, who is entering here alongside her son, Eric Lewis. Vivian competed on Copperdale, where she was kind of doing all right, but she ended up getting betrayed by Octavia Moon, who was her ally, but also Octavia saw that Vivian was a strong player, so she needed to get rid of her. And then Eric first competed on Battle of the Sexes, became the first boot there, returned for early outs where he absolutely dominated the season, made it all the way to the final 3, matched the immunity record, the individual immunity record, which he still holds today along with Mickey and Mitchell, and he is currently the only record holder of the 3 to not have won a season, because he ended up losing early outs to his ally Kevin, but he returned for All-Stars 2 and became a second boot, which which was not great, but they were intimidated by his early out game and decided to just get rid of him as soon as they could, which was kind of sad because I wanted to see him do well. But he's back. Let's see what he does here on his 4th time. And then next up, we have somebody who was on the first Blood vs. Water. We have Dina Caliente along with her alleged mother, Katrina Caliente. I say alleged because apparently they are like have been alluding that Katrina is not an actual person and she was just like cloned or something. We'll see what they do with that storyline. I don't know. It's a little bit up in the air. But as I said, Dina competed on Blood vs. Water, where she competed along with her sister Nina, and she played a pretty impressive game. There was a very explosive idol play by Nina, who saved Dina during one of the merge tribals. And she lasted like one more tribal after that, and then she got the boot. But then she returned for All-Stars 3, became the merge boot there, had a pretty quiet game there. So I didn't really want to bring her back, to be honest, but you guys were interested in seeing her play again, so here she is. And along with her mother, Katrina, she did very well on the fan poll. You guys really want to see her back. So, of course, I brought her back. She competed on Season 1, base game versus expansion pack versus game pack, where she was a part of the 3-person base game girly alliance. But she ended up being blindsided early on in the merge when the game pack and the expansion pack tribes came together to go against the base game tribe. And she became an unfortunate casualty of that, which otherwise she probably would have made it pretty far because both of her 2 allies, Bella and Nancy, ended up winner and the runner-up of the season. So, yeah. Then next up, we have Lily Fang and Victor Fang, another married couple. One of the most influential couples of San Myshuno. Lily competed on Brains vs. Brawn vs. Beauty. She made the merge, but then ended up being an early merge casualty. She played an okay game, but she wasn't like all that memorable, to be honest. But, you know, she's back. And then Victor also didn't really play all that strong of a game. I felt like he was a pretty good player on Granite Falls, where he competed first. He was a pre-merge boot, but I felt like he was doing a lot of interesting things in the pre-merge. So I brought him back for All-Stars 2, where he became the first boot, which I was a little bit sad about because I kind of wanted to see what he could do. But they are both back here, so maybe they'll have another chance to show what they got. And then we have another pair of people who did pretty well in the fan poll. We've got Sarah Scott and Simon Scott. Or Sarah Scott. I never know which one it is. I went with Sarah Scott last time, so I guess I'll just continue that on. Continue with that. So Sarah Scott, she competed on Veterans versus Newbies. She was targeted like every single tribal that she attended, aside from like one. Caught a lot of votes, but became a pre-merge boot, had a pretty funny storyline, which made her a little bit memorable, and she ended up getting 10 points in the fan poll, so that was pretty good, and very surprising to me, to be honest. And then we got Simon Scott, who was on Stranger Will. Simon played Stranger Will pretty well. He was allied with Hector Laurent, who obviously is one of the best Sims 4 Survivor players. He has almost always made it to the end. But then he ended up becoming a bit of a comp threat. So they ended up getting rid of him. He got betrayed, which was unfortunate. But now both of them are back. Let's see what they've got. And we're almost there. Next pair is the Lopez siblings. We got Carlos Lopez and Luz Lopez. Carlos is another one of those that had a surprising amount of support in the fan poll. He was a pre-merger on Ravenwood, which I don't think he played Ravenwood all that well. I think he was just like picking fights with people all the time, and then he got medically evacuated in an episode where he otherwise probably would have been eliminated anyway. But, you know, there is a little bit of like, what if there? Because like maybe he wouldn't have gone out and maybe he would have done a little bit better on Ravenwood. We don't know. And then his sibling Luz competed on Veterans versus Newbies. They were a little bit unmemorable. They were also a pre-merge boot. I think they were like 3rd out or 4th out or something. But, you know, you guys wanted Carlos back, so I had to bring somebody back with him. And so Luz it was. And then our final pair is a bit of a wild card here. I wanted to bring them back, even though you guys weren't like all that interested in seeing them come back. But we've got Shigeru Nishidake and Kaori Nishidake. Shigeru competed on Generations, where he was the 7th placer, I believe. And I felt like he was playing a pretty interesting game. He was in the Elders Alliance. He was like a pretty loyal player. But then they ended up turning on him. He had a misplayed idol at the final 8, which was a little bit unfortunate. He got spooked because another person played an idol. It was a whole thing. And then literally everybody ganged up against him in the following tribal. It was a whole thing. But then we got Kaori, who was a finalist on Tartosa. Kaori was kind of just a second in command to Francine Spencer. She was a perpetual pawn, always a target for the other side, but she ended up sticking it out thanks to her allegiance to Francine. And she made it to the end where she was a very convincing losing finalist. I think she only got like 1 vote. But I feel like it's been a long time, and it is probably time to give Kaori another shot at the game. On the Blood Tribe, we have Kasenpunma, Haru Matsuda, Derek McMillan, Angela Pleasant, Vivian Lewis, Dina Caliente, Lily Feng, Sarah Scott, Carlos Lopez, and Shigeru Nishidake. And then on the Water Tribe, we've got Bua Buma, Tia Bailey, Ian Moody, Lilith Pleasant, Eric Lewis, Katrina Caliente, Victor Feng, Simon Scott, Luz Lopez, and Kaori Nishidake. Alright, that's our cast. I gave everybody relationships per the norm for the returnee seasons. Slight bonds if they were on the same season, small bond if they were in an alliance, which is only Kasem and Ian, I believe. I think most of these other people who were on the same season as somebody else didn't really interact with the other person. Like Bua and Haru, I don't think they ever met even though they were on the same season, for example. And also, profiles. I did give everybody if it'll load, I gave everybody a 4 for social skill and a 4 for strategic ability, except for Kasem, which I gave a 5 for strategic ability, mainly because I just want to see what happens. I want to see if it's too much of an advantage or if it'll be okay. I don't think it's going to affect things too much, to be honest, because I think the social skill is probably more important than the strategic skill in the brand steel, because that is ultimately what decides who everybody votes for. But I think it might affect like how Kasem votes, for example, and I think it might affect how Kasem will use advantages, which as a winner, I think it makes sense. But I just want to see. I want to see what happens. I want to see if it's too busted or whatever. But that's all the preamble. We can start the season with episode number 1, where we have a twist. And I'm just gonna, before I hit proceed, I'm just gonna explain what happens, because I don't know what they're gonna give me when I click proceed, like how the window is gonna look, if they will just give me the result of the twist immediately or not. But basically, both tribes are going to vote one person out of the tribe, and they will be sent to Redemption Island, which, by the way, we are playing Blood versus Water. I didn't want to do it last time, but I felt like if we're bringing back like all returnees players, I'm okay with somebody going out in the first episode, like 2 people basically getting ousted in the first episode. But yeah, they're gonna go to Redemption, and their loved one can swap places with them if they want to. Otherwise, they will go into a duel, and the person who loses the duel will go out of the show, be eliminated, whatever. Something like that. Let's just go to the twist. All right, we start with the Blood Tribe. They have to vote somebody out, and they are gonna vote out, seems like it's gonna be Derek or Dina. I'm just gonna go through everyone. Angela votes for Lily. Carlos votes for Derek. Derek votes for Lily. Dina votes for Kasem. Whoa, Dina. Kasem worked closely with Nina, so that's a little surprising. But Haru votes for Derek, Kasem votes for Derek, Lily votes for Dina, Sarah votes for Vivian, Shigeru votes for Dina, and Vivian votes for Carlos. So Derek, unfortunate, but he is going to be out. We'll see if Ian is going to take his place or not, but we will read the result of the other vote first. So on the other tribe, the Water Tribe, we got Bua voting for Kaori, we got Eric voting for Simon, Ian voting for Simon, Kaori voting for Simon, Katrina votes for Kaori, Lilith votes for Bua, and then Luz votes for Katrina. Simon votes for Ian. That would be so funny if Ian also gets the boot. And then we got Tia voting for Luz and Victor voting for Eric. So it is Simon. Derek and Simon, they're going to go to Redemption. I guess this is not when they can like swap places with the Redemption person or like with their loved one. I don't know. Maybe that's later on in the season. I don't know. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay. So Ian can swap. He does not swap. And Sarah can swap. She does swap. Okay. So Sarah, she takes Simon's place on Redemption. he now goes on the other tribe that she was on. There is no duel. We'll do that later, I guess. So now Simon is on the blood tribe, I think. Alliances, we got all the pairs over here. We got Shigeru and Carlos with a small bond, and that's it. All right. It is episode 1, of course. We got all the pairs again. And then we got Lilith with a small bond toward Ian, okay. Tia and Bua with a small bond. Bua did compete on the same season as Haru, so perhaps that is like a pre-established relationship. Or maybe it's like pre-gaming a little bit, I don't know. And then we got nothing really. All right. We'll go to the first immunity, I think. Yes. Okay, water. They win immunity. So this group of people, they are safe for the first tribal. Let's go to the Blood Beach. We got Angela and Shigeru with a major fight. Oh no. That's not great. I think this could cause one of them to go out. We do also have a new alliance. It is Carlos, it's Dina, it's Kasim, and it's Vivian. So maybe Dina and Kasim, maybe they did have a bit of a pre-game alliance. Because Kasim does know Nina. And maybe Dina was like, I'm going to throw a vote on Kasim so it doesn't look like we're working together. I'm going to say that was the case. But also, I think you should be careful, Kasim. You don't want to, working with a Caliente is always going to be risky. But okay, I imagine these 4 are going to dictate the vote. They only need one more person to vote with them. And they've got the majority. On the Water Tribe, we have Bua and Kaori finding something in common. All right. The Boon Mas, they're doing well so far. But we will go to the first tribal of the season. All right, we got the Blood Tribe here. At their first tribal, we got Angela, Carlos, Dina, Haru, Kasim, Lily, Shigeru, Simon, and Vivian. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Angela. 1 vote Angela. Second vote goes to Angela. 2 votes Angela. Third vote goes to Angela. That is 3 votes Angela, 6 votes left. Is Angela going to be a 2-time first boot? It's going to be so sad. Next vote goes to Haru. Oh, okay. 3 votes Angela, 1 vote Haru. And the next vote goes to Angela. 4 votes Angela, 1 vote Haru, 4 votes left. And the first person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2, it is Angela. Angela, the tribe has spoken. Unanimous vote. I guess Shigeru had the support of the tribe. Angela did not. And so they got rid of her. Shouldn't have been fighting with him. But she's not out of the game just yet. She's going to go to the Nectar tribe, which is what I named the Redemption Island, apparently. I did not know that was what I was naming it. I thought I was just naming a random tribe, but okay. So yeah, she's not out yet, but perhaps. It's a unanimous vote against Angela. She throws a vote on Haru, and that's it. We'll just move on to episode number 2. All right, Blood Tribe, down to 8 now. And we will start on their beach, where we've got this new alliance here. We have Simon and Carlos with a small bond. Shigeru and Carlos with a small bond. Look at Carlos. Nice. We got Vivian and Kasim with a small bond. Somehow that feels very accurate. I feel like they would be good friends. I don't know why. Just seems right. And then we got just slight bonds. All right. On the Water Tribe, we got no alliances yet. We got Kaori and Bua with a strong bond. Okay. And then we got Tia and Bua with a small bond. That remains. And nothing else really. All right. We are going to go to Redemption. All right. We got Angela. She is going to go to Redemption. They can all swap again, I guess. And Lilith is not going to swap. Ian is not going to swap. Simon does not swap. Okay. So we will have a competition. I think 1 person goes out here and will be the first boot. There's not going to be 2 out. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Okay, it is a balance challenge. And Sarah, she is the first one to finish, so she is safe. And Angela, she is second. So that means, unfortunately, Derek, he is out of the challenge. And he is out of the game. The first boot of the season, Derek McMillan. Sad to see him go. I was kind of excited to see him compete again, but it is what it is. I feel like Ian should have swapped with him because, like, Ian, he got to compete twice. He got to be on All-Stars. And Derek, this was his second time. So, you know, but whatever. But Sarah, as the winner of the challenge, she gets an immunity clue that she is going to hand over to Simon, which makes sense. But immunity is going to go to the Water Tribe again. They are going to be safe for another episode. On the Blood Beach, we got Dina and Lily with a minor disagreement. Oh no. I think that's just Lily out of the game then. Because Dina is in this alliance. So I imagine they're just going to get rid of Lily here. That would be my guess. We also have an idol hidden. I keep saying that, forgetting to say that. On the water tribe, we got also an idol hidden here. We got Eric and Ian with a major fight. Oh no. Not the battle of the sexes, people. Then we got Kaori and Luce with a small fight as well. That's not great either. And we have our first alliance on the water beach, which is a pretty big alliance. It's Bua Buma, it's Ian Moody, it's Kaori Nishidake, Katrina Caliente, Lilith Pleasant, and Victor Fang. So Kaori and Ian, who are having this fight, they do not pull Eric or Luce into this alliance. We also have Kaori resting at camp to restore her energy. Good for her. But yeah, I think that means Eric and Luce are probably in trouble if they go to tribal anytime soon. But we'll go to tribal with the other tribe, the Blood Tribe. All right, Blood Tribe, they're back here. They're down to 8, gonna go down to 7. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I read the votes. First vote goes to Simon. 1 vote Simon. Second vote goes to Lily. 1 vote Lily, 1 vote Simon, 6 votes left. Third vote goes to Simon. That is 2 votes Simon, 1 vote Lily, 5 votes left. And the fourth vote goes to Simon. 3 votes Simon, 1 vote Lily, 4 votes left. And the next vote goes to Simon. 4 votes Simon, 1 vote Lily, 3 votes left. And the second person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor, Blood vs. Water 2, it is Simon. Simon, the tribe has spoken. Another unanimous vote. I think he got screwed over by his own wife. Her giving him the idol clue. They were scared of him. They were like, all right, if he doesn't have the idol, just get rid of him. If he does have the idol, it'll just land on Lily anyway. It's fine. So yeah, he's gonna go to Redemption, gonna meet his wife there. They might have to compete against one another. Or not might, they will have to compete against one another. It's a unanimous vote, as I said, and Simon throws a vote on Lily. She survives the Caliente here. And so we move on to episode number 3. We got one pair completely removed off the board, which is the Scots. And on the Blood Beach, we've got now, how are the relationships changed? We've got Vivian with a small bond toward Chasm. Oh, wait, it's mutual. Okay. Shigeru and Carlos have one. Lily and Dina now with a medium dislike after their fight. And the other relationship that Carlos had is gone. Oh, wait, that was with Simon, right? Okay, that makes sense. Not just slight bonds. Let's see what's going on the Water Tribe. Ooh, Eric. He has found the hidden immunity idol. He is no stranger to finding idols. He found like 2 different idols, I think, on early outs. So good for him. He could use that at the merge when people start looking at him, probably. Because, I mean, he is a huge comp threat. All right, we got this new alliance here. Everybody is at like a 5 or a 6. That makes sense. We got Kaori and Bua with strong bond. All right. Tia and Bua with a medium bond now. Okay. Luce and Kaori with a medium dislike. Lilith and Kaori with a small bond. Ian with a small bond toward Bua. Does not say how Bua feels about Ian. And that just slight bonds, slight dislikes. All right. Let's go to Redemption. All right, Simon, he shows up. Lilith, she can swap with Angela. She is not going to swap. She wants to stay in there, which is fine. But obviously Sarah or Simon cannot swap because their partners are on Redemption. And we're going to have another challenge. Sarah, she wins again. Good for her. And the next person is Simon. The Scots, they've done it. And what that means that Angela, she is out. Unfortunate for her. She is the second boot here, eliminated for good. Sarah, she won again, which means she gets another idol clue, and she's gonna give it to Ian. Perhaps she had a good conversation with Derek before he left, and she was like, all right, Derek, if you go out, I got your man. Don't worry about it. Plus, they're both from Hertford on Bagley, so that could be a little bit of a pre-game alliance there, perhaps. Immunity is going to go to the Water Tribe again. This tribe just cannot lose. What is going on? All right, back to the Blood Tribe. Let's see what's going on. Haru has a major meltdown. Oh, no. And Vivian is going to leave the alliance. What? Vivian, I thought you had a good relationship with Kazim. I guess she doesn't like Dina or Carlos. I don't know. But that is going to be a little bit dangerous. It could just land on Haru, though, since he's having this major meltdown. But on the Water Tribe, we've got Eric with Idol. We got Katrina and Lilith bonding slightly. And then we got this alliance. It's gone, and there's a new alliance. So it is Bua, it's Ian, it's Kaori, and it's Tia. So Bua, Ian, and Kaori, they stick together, and they just kick out Katrina, Lilith, and Victor, and they pull in Tia instead. I feel like that kind of makes sense. I mean, Bua had this good relationship with Tia, and they're seeing probably that Katrina and Lilith are kind of bonding, so they are a little bit like nervous about that. And I don't know why Victor's not getting included, but okay. We'll go to Tribal. All right, Blood Tribe, they're back. Third tribal for them. They're gonna go down to 6. That is very unfortunate. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Lily. 1 vote Lily. Second vote goes to Vivian. 1 vote Lily, 1 vote Vivian. Third vote goes to Lily. That's 2 votes Lily, 1 vote Vivian. 4 votes left. Haru may be getting away with his major meltdown. Fourth vote is gonna go to Lily. That is 3 votes Lily, 1 vote Vivian, 3 votes left. And the third person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor, Blood vs. Water 2. It is Lily Fang. Lily, the tribe has spoken. Only unanimous votes on this damn tribe. What is going on? They can't be this in lockstep. I don't know, but even though Vivian leaves this alliance, they still stick by her. She still votes with them. So I guess if it's a unanimous vote anyway, I guess it's just like, doesn't really matter where you throw your vote then. All right, Lily, she goes to redemption. Unfortunate for her. And it is another unanimous vote. Lily throws a vote on Vivian. And that's that. All right, we're on episode number 4 now. Blood Tribe, they are down to 6. Water Tribe still at 9. This is not looking great for the Blood Tribe. This is all winners all over again for Cass. He was also on a tribe that just lost every challenge. But I think we have a tribe swap at some point. Though I'm not sure. Maybe not. All right, on the Blood Beach, we've got Dina finding the hidden immunity idol. Okay. Maybe she got some tips from Nina. Nina, of course, knows how to find an idol or 2. And now we got this alliance down to 3. Nobody's like particularly loyal to it. Haru and Carlos with a medium dislike now. But Shigeru and Haru with a medium bond. Okay. Then we got Kasim and Dina with a small bond now. Shigeru and Carlos with a small bond. Kasim and Carlos with a small bond. Vivian and Kasim with a small bond. Okay. Kasim seems to have the best social game, which is unsurprising. I mean, he's a winner. And then we just got slight bonds, slight dislikes. Haru not really recovering after his major meltdown. I believe he'll be the next to go if they lose again. But I don't know, because Shigeru has this medium bond. So maybe not. On the Water Tribe, we now have this new alliance. It's Bua, Ian, Kaori, and Tia. Kaori and Bua with an unbreakable relationship. Okay. Maybe Kaori looks at Bua kind of like Sachiko, her grandmother. That could be it. That could be why they're bonding so strongly. She's like, you remind me of my grandmother. Then we got Lilith and Katrina with a strong bond after they were like bonding in the last episode. Tia and Bua with a medium bond. Luz and Kaori still don't like each other. They have a medium dislike. I really think Luz is in trouble. Then we got Lilith and Kaori with a small bond, Lilith and Ian with a small bond, and then just like bonds, like dislikes. All right, let's go to the redemption, right? Yes. Okay, Lily, she shows up, and Victor is not going to swap with her, so she is going to have to do the challenge. Who is going to win the challenge? It is Sarah again. Wow, what a comp beast. She is killing it. But who is second? It is Lily. Oh, unfortunate for Simon. He is out here. Sarah sends her own man out of the game, although it's more like Lily kind of sent him out here, but unfortunate for Simon, he goes out. He is now the third boot, right? Yes, okay. But Sarah, as she has won, she gets another clue, and she is going to send it to Katrina. I don't think the idol clues really matter anymore because the idols have been found, but okay. Might as well do a little bit of diplomacy here. Why not? Immunity goes to the Water Tribe again. What a steamroll. What the hell? All right, well, let's start on the Blood Beach again, once more. We got Dina with the idol. We got Vivian with a major meltdown. And Dina is out of the alliance. What is going on? Why is this alliance falling apart? It is just Carlos and Kasim now. Even though Kasim and Dina had that small bond, and I don't think Dina and Carlos really disliked each other either, so I don't understand what's going on. But whatever. On the Water Tribe, we got Eric with the idol. Eric and Katrina have a major fight. Oh no. And then Ian with a major meltdown. These returnees are losing it. What is happening? Everybody's like fighting or having a major meltdown or whatever. And something's happening with the alliance. Ian's out. I guess he's kicked out because he has this major meltdown and everybody's like, okay, you gotta go. Well, we'll go to Tribal. Blood Tribe, they're back. They're at 6 now. They're gonna lose another member, go down to 5. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Dina stands up. She is gonna use the hidden immunity idol on herself. Any votes cast against Dina will not count. I did not expect that, but I guess since she did leave that alliance, I guess that makes sense. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Dina. Does not count. Dina. Does not count. Dina. Does not count. Oh my god. Haru. Oh. Okay, so it's probably tied between the two of them. Or maybe not. Maybe it was like 3-2-1. We'll see. We got 1 vote Haru, 2 votes left. And the 4th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor, Blood vs. Water 2. It is Haru. Haru, the tribe has spoken. He is gonna get sent to Redemption Island. I'm very curious as to who voted for Dina. I imagine it was probably not Kasim and Carlos, so it was probably everybody else. So even though Dina leaves the alliance, they probably vote with her. But Haru, he had that major meltdown, shouldn't have done that, and now he's gone. But of course, he's gonna be on Redemption, so he's not like fully gone. Not yet, at least. All right, it is Haru, Shigeru, and Vivian who vote for Dina. Yeah, that is exactly what I thought it would be. It is also Carlos, Dina, and Kasim voted for Haru, the 2-person alliance, or I guess 3-person alliance turned 2-person alliance. And then Dina, she saves herself with an idol. Otherwise, they would have gotten to a revote. And yeah, that's it. We'll move on to episode number 5. Okay, Blood Tribe, you gotta step it up. You gotta get 1 win. I guess they do have like Eric on this tribe. So maybe Eric is doing a lot of work in these immunity challenges because he is a comp beast. And I think like Kaori also won like a couple of immunities on her season. But I mean, they have Kasim. They have the winner. So step it up, Blood Tribe. All right, on their tribe, we've got now this alliance down to 2. Vivian and Kasim have a small bond. Kasim and Carlos have a small bond. Shigeru and Carlos with a small bond also. And Kasim and Dina with a small bond. And then I kind of want to look at this. We got Vivian and Carlos with a slight dislike. Okay, so that's why Vivian is leaving the alliance. But Dina does like Carlos. Why is she leaving the alliance? I don't know. It does seem like Kasim has the best social game still. Carlos not with like a terrible social game either. I think maybe Shigeru could be the next to go here. I don't know. There's really not a lot of relationships building on this season for some reason. But on the Water Tribe, we've got this alliance down to 3 now that Ian got kicked out of it. Lilith and Katrina with an unbreakable relationship now. Okay. Redhead alliance being formed here. We got Kaori and Bua with an unbreakable relationship still. And Tia and Bua with a strong bond now. Why is Bua Buma like the best player this season? I don't know, but I kind of love it. Ian and Eric, they have a strong dislike. They were fighting, and then Ian had that meltdown. That makes sense. And then Katrina and Eric with a medium dislike also. Luz and Kaori with a medium dislike. Tia and Ian with a medium dislike. Ian and Bua with a medium dislike. And Lilith and Kaori with a small bond. Okay. We'll go to Redemption. Tia is not going to swap with Haru. Victor is not going to swap with Lily. So everybody who was there is going to stay there, and they're going to have to compete. And who wins? Does Sarah go 4 for 4? The first place is Lily. Oh, okay. So Sarah, she has been dethroned. But can she survive nonetheless? Let's see. No. Wow. Okay. Sarah, very unfortunate. She goes out here, follows right behind her husband. I guess maybe she was like, well, I don't really want to be here. If he's gone, I might as well just throw in the towel. You guys continue on. It's fine. I'll go on a free vacation with my husband. It's fine. Lily, though, she gets the idol clue, sends it to her husband, Victor. That makes sense. And immunity goes to Water Tribe once more. Why? Stop the steamroll. Stop the steamroll. All right. Blood Tribe, nothing happens. I think Shikaru's gonna go. But honestly, it could be anybody. On the Water Tribe, we have Eric and Lilith bond strongly. Okay. And Eric and Luz find something in common. Okay. So Eric having a pretty big episode here. He is seeing that he is in a bit of trouble here. He's like fighting with Ian and not really doing anything else. So yeah, he's gonna pick up the slack a little bit. We'll go to Tribal. All right, Blood Tribe here. Down to 5. Gonna go down to 4. Guys, it's not looking good for you. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Vivian. 1 vote Vivian. Second vote goes to Shigeru. 1 vote Shigeru, 1 vote Vivian. And the next vote goes to Vivian. 2 votes Vivian, 1 vote Shigeru. And 2 votes left. And the next vote goes to Shigeru. We're tied. First time it's not a unanimous vote. No, wait. Last tribal was also not unanimous. It was an idol play, right? I'm dumb. But the final vote, which will determine who goes out, the 5th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2 is going to be Shigeru. Yeah. Shigeru, the tribe has spoken. He just didn't have the same social bonds as the other people do. I feel like he was a little bit disposable to some of these players. And, you know, we're getting down to it now that there's only 5 people left, or I guess 4 now. But of course, he's not gone for good. He's going to go to Redemption. Will Kaori swap with him? We'll see in the next episode. So it is Carlos, Kassem, and Vivian vote for Shigeru. And then Dina and Shigeru vote for Vivian. Okay. Dina on the outs here a little bit. That's not great. Will Kassem cut bait on her in the next episode if they lose again? Which, honestly, at this point, they probably will lose again. I honestly think he might, because I don't think Carlos likes Dina, and Kassem might just vote with Carlos there. I don't know. We'll move on to episode number 6. This tribe is getting demolished. On the Blood Tribe, how are the relationships? This is going to be very curious. We've got Vivian and Kassem with a medium bond. Kassem and Dina with a medium bond. And Kassem and Carlos with a small bond. So Kassem likes Carlos the least out of everybody on this tribe, even though that is his only alliance. Kassem, what are you doing? We got Dina and Carlos with a slight bond. Oh, never mind. They didn't like each other, dislike each other. Vivian and Carlos don't like each other. And Vivian and Dina also don't like each other. I feel like Kassem could very easily just form like final twos with all of them and just be the guy in the middle. Although, honestly, he already kind of is. They all like him and they all like don't really like each other. On Water Tribe, we've got Ian and Eric with an extreme hatred. Oh no. Do you think Eric is like still bitter that he was the first boot on the men's tribe? Because I'm pretty sure Ian was like one of the most like strategic player on that tribe. So maybe he caused Eric's elimination. I don't know, but unbreakable relationships, they are the same. Kaori and Bua, Lilith and Katrina. We got Lilith and Eric with an unbreakable relationship now. Okay, that comes out of nowhere. So this is a bit of a trio to watch out for. The Katrina, Lilith, and Eric trio that could be forming here. Then we got Tia and Bua with a strong bond. Lilith with a medium bond toward Kaori. Does not say how Kaori feels about Lilith. Luce and Kaori still don't like each other. And then Katrina and Eric don't like each other. Ooh, okay, maybe not a trio for me. But perhaps Lilith can bring them together. I don't know. But we also have Ian and Bua with a medium dislike. All right. On Redemption, we have, does somebody swap? No. They all remain on a Redemption Island, as in Haru, Lily, and Shigeru. Do 2 of them return? I think 2 of them might return from Redemption when we make it to the merge. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I saw this season. But who wins the duel? Or the competition? It's not really a duel, because there's 3 of them. The first one is Shigeru. Whoa, okay. And the second is Lily. Unfortunate for Haru, he is out of the game for good. I just don't think his heart was really in it this time around. On Glimmerbrook, he was kind of just vibing and they won like literally every single challenge. But this time around, he lost every single challenge. So I think his spirit got a little bit broken, to be honest. But Shigeru, for winning the challenge, he gets a clue. He's going to give it to Kaori, his granddaughter. That makes sense. All right, immunity goes to Water Tribe. Ugh, I hate when Brandsteel does this. Like, come on. All right, well, whatever. Let's go to the Blood Beach. Nothing going on. Okay. So all we know is Kassem is not going out. Unless they go to Rocks. Water Tribe. We got Eric with the Idol. We got Eric and Victor finding something in common. And then Victor with a major meltdown. Okay. I think he's stressed because his wife is at Redemption. He's worried about her. Perhaps. I don't know. Eric, once again, trying to make something happen. Trying to work his social game here. We'll go to Tribal. All right. We got the Blood Tribe here. Down to 4. This is so sad. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Vivian. 1 vote, Vivian. Second vote goes to also Vivian. 2 votes Vivian, 2 votes left. And the third vote goes to Carlos. That is 2 votes Vivian, 1 vote Carlos, and 1 vote left. And the 6th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2. It is Vivian. Vivian, the tribe has spoken. She's gonna get sent to Redemption Island. And honestly, I think she just needed to suck it up and stick around in that alliance and she would have been fine. But she didn't do that and she's gone. Unanimous vote against Vivian. Vivian throws a vote on Carlos on her way out, and that makes sense. We'll move on to episode number 7. It is going to be interesting to see, though, if Eric will give up his spot for Vivian. Because, you know, he is a much bigger comp threat than Vivian is. And he might want to, like, just comp out in place of his mother. We'll see. Anyway, we are going to have a twist, apparently. I guess it's probably a tribe swap. But first, we're going to go to Redemption. Vivian, she is gonna show up. Victor, he does not swap. Kaori does not swap. Will, Eric. give up his spot. He does! Eric Lewis, he is gonna take the chance. He is gonna play the game. Also, he has an idol, so this is a huge risk. But also, he is a pretty good competitor, so maybe he pulls it out. We'll see. Eric, Lily, Shigeru, they are gonna compete in a duel, not really a duel, whatever. I don't know what to call it. A challenge. And who is the first to win? It is Eric. Yeah, I mean, I think his risk is paying off. You know, one of the best competitors in the game. Of course, he's gonna go out there, give his mother another shot at the game, and he probably comes back anyway. But who is second? It is Shigeru. So unfortunate for Lily. She is gone here. Gone for good now. I was kind of excited to see her back, but she didn't have it this time around. And unfortunately, she just ended up on this tribe that lost everything. Unsurprisingly, Eric is going to give the idol clue to Vivian. So good for her. But let's do the tribe. It is a tribe swap. They're going to be randomly assigned. All right. So new tribes. On the new blood tribe, we have the entire blood tribe, which is so funny. It's Chasm, Dina, and Carlos. They remain. And then joining them are Bua, Tia, and Katrina. Very interesting draw here. On water, everybody remains. It's Ian, Lilith, Victor, Luz, and Kaori. And then Vivian, who just got swapped out by Eric. She is also here now. So good for her. Really, really interesting tribe on the blood tribe here, because we got Bua and Chasm reunited. We got Dina and Katrina reunited. And Tia, who was also in this alliance with Bua, is here. So I think the Calientes are in trouble. Because we got Bua pulling in Tia, we got Chasm pulling in Carlos. This is definitely the core here. And the Calientes is not looking great. I think Katrina will be the next to go, because I think Chasm will try to protect Dina if he can. Because he still has a pretty decent relationship with her, even though he's like not aligned with her officially. All right, on the blood tribe, what do we got going on? We got Tia and Bua with an unbreakable relationship. Chasm and Dina with a strong bond. Yeah, look at this. Chasm and Bua with a strong bond. Katrina and Dina with a small bond. Or small bond, strong bond. Chasm and Carlos with a medium bond. And Katrina and Bua with a small bond. Dina and Carlos with a small bond. And then Dina and Bua with a slight dislike. Oh, that's not great. Tia and Chasm with a slight dislike also. That's not great either. And then Tia and Katrina with a slight bond. All right. It could land on Tia also. I don't think Bua will let her go. And I think Chasm is going to do whatever his mom tells him, to be honest. I mean, I think Chasm is not here for the win. He is here for his mom. Because, like, he's already won the game. And he probably wants her to have a good time because she was the second boot on her season, right? All right, on the water tribe, we got no, like, pairs getting grouped up. We have Lilith and Kaori with a strong bond now. Okay. They're not aligned, but Kaori gets isolated from her two allies, so she might have to find new relationships here on this swap tribe. Then we got Luz and Kaori with a medium dislike still. Victor and Luz with a small bond. Lilith and Ian with a small bond. Victor and Kaori with a small bond. And then we just got slight bonds. All right. Vivian completely not on the board, but that makes sense. She kind of just showed up. Immunity goes to water once again. This time around, I'm kind of glad they do win immunity, because I think blood is the more interesting tribe to go to tribal. On their beach, we've got Bua and Katrina with a small fight. Oh no, I think Katrina's done. Yeah, unfortunate. But on the water tribe, we've got Kaori and Luz with a major fight. These two do not get along. The two teens on the season, continuously fighting. It's not great. But Victor is impressing the rest of the team. Okay. Maybe now that Eric is gone, Victor is kind of stepping up and being the leader in the challenges or something. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Also, Lily's gone, so now he has a little bit of fire under his ass. And we'll just go to tribal, I guess. All right. Blood tribe here. The newly formed blood tribe. We've got Bua, we got Carlos, we got Dina, we got Chasm, Katrina, and Tia. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Katrina. 1 vote, Katrina. Second vote goes to Dina. That is 1 vote Dina, 1 vote Katrina. And 4 votes left. And the next vote goes to Katrina. 2 votes Katrina, 1 vote Dina, 3 votes left. Next vote goes to Bua. That is 2 votes Katrina, 1 vote Bua, 1 vote Dina. And 2 votes left. It could still be anybody. Next vote goes to Bua. That is 2 votes Bua, 2 votes Katrina, 1 vote Dina, 1 vote left. It's probably going to be a tie. is my guess. The Bua vote's probably the Calientes. The last vote goes to Dina. Yeah, it's a tie. That makes sense. They probably split votes in case of an idol. All right, we're gonna do a revote. It is Dina, Katrina, or Bua. One of these women is gonna go out, and the first vote on the revote goes to Katrina. 1 vote, Katrina. Second vote goes to Dina. 1 vote, Dina. 1 vote, Katrina. And 1 vote left. And the 7th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2 is going to be Dina. Oh, okay. Dina, the tribe has spoken. I thought it was going to be Katrina, but I guess Carlos and Tia probably voted for Dina. That's my guess. I don't know. Interesting vote turnout, but sad to see Dina go out here. She had a much more interesting game this time around, even though she doesn't make it as far as she did on her past 2 seasons. But you never know. Maybe she returns. Maybe she survives redemption. All right, let's see what went on. We got Bua and Kasim are the Katrina votes. Carlos and Tia are the Dina votes. And then Dina and Katrina are the Bua votes. Okay. And then nobody flips on the revote. All right, the swing votes, they kind of get their way here. Interesting. We move on to episode number 8. Can the Blood Tribe get a single win in? We'll see. What's going on the beach? We've got unbreakable relationships. It is Kasim and Bua. That's unsurprising. Tia and Bua. And then we got Kasim and Carlos with a medium bond. Katrina and Bua with a medium dislike now after their fight. Wow. They had a small bond and now Bua is just like, I'm done with you. We got Tia with a small bond toward Katrina. Okay. Katrina only with a slight bond toward Tia. And then Tia and Kasim still don't like each other. Katrina and Carlos with a slight bond. Katrina and Kasim with a slight bond. Okay. Maybe it lands on Tia. Maybe Kasim goes against his own mother and takes out Tia. I don't know. We'll see. On the Water Tribe, we've got Victor and Luz with an unbreakable relationship now. Okay. Luz suddenly with a social game. What is going on? Luz and Kaori still don't like each other. Unsurprising. Lilith and Kaori with a strong bond. Okay. Victor and Ian with a medium bond. And Victor and Kaori with a small bond. Look at Victor. He was very impressive in the last episode, apparently. And we got Lilith and Ian with a small bond. Kaori and Ian with a small bond. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So we could see like a trio being formed between Lilith, Kaori, and Ian here. Maybe. I don't know. And then we just got slight bonds at the end here. I guess Victor could also be pulled into this alliance, potential alliance. I don't know. On redemption, what is going to happen? We've got Katrina. She is going to swap with Dina. Okay, so Dina, she's back in it. And Katrina, she is going to comp her way to the something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if she's going to comp anything. But she's going to do the challenge. She thinks she can do it. All right. Vivian and Kaori, they do not swap. So we are going to go into a challenge with Eric, Katrina, and Shigeru. And the person who wins the challenge is going to be Katrina. Whoa. Okay. Good for her. She goes out there. She is going to do the damn thing. And she did. And the second person is Eric. Yeah, well, Eric is the comp beast. Unfortunate for Shigeru. He kind of ends up in a very unfortunate spot here, going against Eric, the comp beast, and Katrina, who is no slouch in the challenges either. Meanwhile, he's just an old man. That's sad to see, but he's out. Katrina, for winning the challenge, she's going to give her clue to Dina, unsurprisingly. All right. But immunity goes to the Blood Tribe. Wow. They finally get one. Good for them. All right. So Kasim and Carlos are, for the first time, not going to go to Tribal Council. And I guess Dina also, but she got eliminated, so that doesn't really count. But all right, let's go to their beach. We got Bua working hard at camp and becomes tired. All right. Also, nobody's fighting this damn idol after Dina played hers. On the Water Tribe, we have... There's also an idol hidden here. Interesting. Because Eric has the idol. But I guess since he could be out of the game, they hit a new one. I don't know, but okay. Nothing happens, though, on the beach. So we'll just go to Tribal. The first Tribal for the Water Tribe. All right, here they are. We got Ian, we got Kaori, we got Lilith, Luz, Victor, and Vivian. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Luz. That is 1 vote, Luz. Second vote goes to Kaori. Whoa. We are finally getting the showdown between Luz and Kaori. They've had this medium dislike turned into a strong dislike this entire time. And the showdown is going down now. The third vote goes to Kaori. 2 votes Kaori, 1 vote Luz. And the fourth vote goes to Kaori. So that is 3 votes Kaori, 1 vote Luz, and 2 votes left. And the fifth vote goes to Luz. So that is 3 votes Kaori, 2 votes Luz, 1 vote left. We could tie or Kaori is out. And we do tie. The last vote goes to Luz. It is 3 Luz, 3 Kaori. We're going to have a revote. Okay. First vote goes to Luz. 1 vote Luz. Second vote goes to Luz. That is 2 votes Luz. And the third vote goes to Kaori. 2 votes Luz, 1 vote Kaori, and 1 vote left. And the 8th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor, Blood vs. Water 2. It is Luz. Luz, the tribe has spoken. They are going to get sent to redemption. I'm not sure if this was a vote split in case of an idol and it was always going to be Luz, or if somebody just flipped so they wouldn't go to rocks. I guess we'll see in a second. But yeah, I guess Luz probably needed to not be fighting with Kaori. But it was kind of looking a little bit up for them. They started having this bond with Victor, but it didn't save them. So unfortunately, they go out. It is Vivian who flips on the revote. Okay, it's Ian, Kaori, and Lilith vote for Luz. Luz, Victor, and Vivian vote for Kaori, and then Vivian flips on the revote. That, not very surprising. I mean, Vivian has no loyalty to anybody here. She just showed up. Victor does try to save Luz here, though, but he can't do it. That's unfortunate. We'll move on to the next episode, where we apparently have the merge. Okay, but before we have the merge, somebody is going to have to come back. So here we are on Redemption, the final challenge before we bring somebody back. I think we're gonna bring 2 people back. Carlos is not gonna swap with Luz, neither do Vivian or Dina. So Eric, Katrina, and Luz, they are gonna compete. Okay, the castaways must hang onto a pole as long as they can. Oh, the winner returns to the game. So only 1 person can return. And I just scrolled down a little bit because I want to check how they reveal this. And the first person who's gonna be eliminated is going to be Katrina. She can't do it. She can't hang in there. She goes out. And the person who returns to the game is going to be Luz. Okay. Luz beats Eric, the comp beast. I don't know how Eric is going to go out here with an idol in his pocket. It was a calculated risk, but I think it was worth it to let his mom play. Because, I mean, this is his 4th time. I think it makes sense. But honestly, sad to see him go because I feel like if he had returned, he had a very good shot at winning. But it wasn't meant to be. He goes out here and Luz gets to return to the game. They go out and just revolving door their way right back in. They also get an idol clue, so good for them. But here we have the merge. This is the Juice tribe, named after another liquid. I don't know. I had no names. So Juice it is. But the people who make the merge are Bua Buma, Kasim Buma, Tia Bailey, Ian Moody, Lilith Pleasant, Vivian Lewis, Gina Caliente, Victor Fang, Carlos Lopez, Luz Lopez, and Kaori Nishidake. So the only pre-established pairs entering the merge here are Bua and Kasim, and Carlos and Luz. Interesting. So if Luz had went out, then actually Eric and Vivian would have been a pair remaining. So, okay, never mind. But we've got Carlos and Kasim in their final 2, which I don't know how real this is, to be honest. I mean, they have been voting together, but they're only at a loyalty of 6, so I don't know. But we also have this Bua Buma alliance with Bua, Kaori, and Tia. They are very strong. 7 strength. Bua is at an 8 loyalty. So imagine this is like a pretty solid like power core here, I guess. I don't know. Because we've got Bua. She is going to pull in Kasim. She, of course, has her alliance. And then Kasim can pull in Carlos, and Carlos can pull in Luz. I don't know. I think that's probably what's going to go down or something. But we got now Kasim and Dina with an unbreakable relationship. Okay. Even though Kasim voted her out of the game. No, never mind. He didn't. It was Carlos who voted her out. So Kasim, actually, he can just be like, I didn't want you gone. Even though he voted out her mom. Whatever. Lilith and Kaori now have an unbreakable relationship as well. Okay. This relationship has been like slowly evolving and now it's getting very tight. So does Lilith pull Kaori away from the trio? Or does the trio pull Lilith in? I don't know. But Tia and Bua have one. Kasim and Bua have one, of course. Victor and Luz have one now. Okay. Kaori and Bua have one. Bua Buma is Is she winning this season? I think she might be. She has a very good social game. We also have Luz and Carlos, of course, and Luz and Kaori hate each other still. That actually might be dangerous. I don't know. But we'll go to immunity. And Lilith, she wins immunity. Okay. I think she might have needed it. She is a little bit on the outs here. But let's go to the beach. Let's see what's going on. Dina and Kaori, they bond strongly, which has a lasting impact. Okay. And Kaori has a major meltdown. And also Dina and Lilith have a small fight. Well, you know, Dina, she is a caliente. They will fight people if they have to. But will this major meltdown cause Kaori to go out? Let's find out. Let's go to tribal. All right, we got the Juice tribe here, the Merch tribe. Bua, Carlos, Dina, Ian, Kaori, Kasim, Lilith, Luz, Tia, Victor, and Vivian. Lilith, she has the necklace cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands. I'll read the votes. Actually, nobody has any idols. This is very unorthodox. We almost never go into a merge with no idols, unless it's like a no idol season. Strange. But anyway, the first vote goes to Luz. One vote Luz. Second vote goes to Kaori. It's a repeat of last tribal. Redo. Let's do it again. The next vote goes to Kaori. 2 votes Kaori, 1 vote Luz, 8 votes left. And the fourth vote goes to Ian. Okay. 2 votes Kaori, 1 vote Luz, 1 vote Ian, and 7 votes left. And the next vote goes to Ian. 2 votes Ian, 2 votes Kaori, 1 vote Luz, 6 votes left. And next vote goes to Luz. We are tied. 2 votes Luz, 2 votes Ian, 2 votes Kaori, 5 votes left. And the next vote goes to Ian. 3 votes Ian, 2 votes Luz, 2 votes Kaori, and 4 votes left. And the next vote goes to Kaori. That is 3 votes Ian, 3 votes Kaori, 2 votes Luz. And next vote goes to Luz. We're tied again. 3 votes Luz, 3 votes Ian, 3 votes Kaori, 2 votes left. Next vote goes to Kaori. 4 votes Kaori, 3 votes Luz, 3 votes Ian, 1 vote left. It's either Kaori or it's a tie. And the final vote goes to Luz. It's a tie again between Luz and Kaori again. We will do a revote. Thankfully, it cannot tie this time around. But the first vote goes to Kaori. 1 vote Kaori. Second vote goes to Luz. 1 vote Luz, 1 vote Kaori, and 7 votes left. Next vote goes to Kaori. That is 2 votes Kaori, 1 vote Luz, and 6 votes left. And next vote goes to Luz. So we got 2 votes Luz, 2 votes Kaori, 5 votes left. Next vote goes to Kaori. 3 votes Kaori, 2 votes Luz, and next vote goes to Luz. We're tied again. 3 votes Luz, 3 votes Kaori, 3 votes left. This is so tied. Very close vote here. Very split tribe. Next vote goes to Luz. 4 votes Luz, 3 votes Kaori, and 2 votes left. And the next vote goes to the 9th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2. It is Luz. Luz, the tribe has spoken. They get sent right back to to Redemption Island. Unfortunate for them. Also unfortunate for Carlos. I imagine he was trying to save Luz here, but he couldn't do it. Guess he didn't have the majority. We'll see what happened here. All right, so Dina, Kaori, Lilith, and Tia, they vote for Luz. Luz, Carlos, Ian, and Victor vote for Kaori. And then Ian votes are Bua, Kasim, and Vivian. And then Bua, Kasim, and Vivian flip onto Luz. Oh, okay. Kasim takes out his ally's loved one. Interesting. So that could be very dangerous for Kasim here. We'll see if this bites him in the butt later on. Vivian, also a perpetual swing vote. I don't really know what she's doing, but we'll see. Anyway, Luz is gone. We'll move on to episode 10, where we've got the final 10. And it's a two-parter because I think we're probably going to do a duel in the part 2. That would be my guess. But on the beach, we've got, what's going on? Bua and Kasim are the only familial relationship left in the game, although Carlos and Luz are still technically here because Luz is not gone. They are just on redemption. And then we got the final 2 alliance. It's up to a 7, or Carlos is up to a 7. I guess because Carlos loses Luz here, then he just wants to like commit to this maybe. And then we got the final 3 alliance. All right. Chasm now with an unbreakable relationship toward Carlos. Is it mutual? Yes. Okay. Other unbreakable relationships are Chasm and Dina, Lilith and Kaori, Tia and Bua, and then Victor has one with Ian, and vice versa. Okay. And then we got Chasm and Bua, and Kaori and Bua. Okay. Only unbreakable relationships. Nothing else is going to be on the board here. But Bua by far still with the strongest social game. Immunity is going to go to Victor. Congrats to Victor. Honestly, he might have needed it. I think he is one of the people who are on the outs here. It's kind of funny because I think the Water Tribe, even though they were like dominating the pre-merge, I think they're in more trouble than the Blood Tribe members. On the beach, we have Kaori with a major meltdown. Kaori, you just survived tribal twice. I think you should be a little bit more thankful. I think you should chill out a little bit. Let's go to tribal. All right, we've got the final 10 here. Victor, he has the necklace, cannot be voted for. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol, which nobody is finding, and would like to play it, now is the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I rate the votes. First vote goes to Carlos. One vote Carlos. Second vote goes to Ian. That is one vote Carlos, one vote Ian, 8 votes left. And the next vote goes to Lilith. One vote Carlos, one vote Ian, one vote Lilith, 7 votes left. And the next vote goes to Carlos. 2 votes Carlos, one vote Ian, one vote Lilith, 6 votes left. And the next vote goes to Lilith. That is 2 votes Carlos, 2 votes Lilith, 1 vote Ian. And next vote goes to Ian. We're tied. 2 votes Carlos, 2 votes Ian, 2 votes Lilith. Everybody's afraid of these idols, even though nobody's finding them. But the next vote goes to Lilith. 3 votes Lilith, 2 votes Carlos, 2 votes Ian, and 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Carlos. 3 votes Carlos and 3 votes Lilith, and 2 votes Ian. And the next vote goes to Lilith. 4 votes Lilith, 3 votes Carlos, 2 votes Ian, 1 vote left. It's either going to be Lilith or we're going to tie between Lilith and Carlos. But the 10th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2, it is Lilith. Lilith, the tribe has spoken. She's going to get sent to the Nectar tribe, I guess. Get sent to redemption. I think they were just intimidated by her after she won that immunity. And they didn't want her to comp her way to the end. So they were like, okay, if you want to comp your way to the end, you got to do it at redemption. Good luck, Lilith. You got to go. But also, she's kind of been on the outs. She's one of these people who are on the outs. I think it's like Lilith, Ian, and Victor. Those are the people that are in danger. So yeah, unfortunately, she goes out here. We've got Bua, Carlos, Dina, Chasm, and Victor voting for Lilith. Ian, Lilith, and Vivian vote for Carlos. And then Kaori and Tia vote for Ian. Okay, so that's a little bit of a strange vote here. We got Bua and Chasm, of course, voting together. And then Carlos votes with Chasm, of course. That makes sense. And then Dina also voting with Chasm. That also makes sense. But then Victor is going against his old tribe, votes for Lilith here. Interesting. And Kaori and Tia, they don't vote with Bua, which I don't really think makes sense. Unless, what if Victor was supposed to vote for Ian? Like, this is a vote split, and he was supposed to vote for Ian, and he throws a vote on Lilith instead, just in hopes that she has an idol. And he's like, well, if Lilith has an idol and she plays it, then Carlos goes out, and I'm in a little bit of a better spot. I think that's his thought process. All right, Victor pulling a move here. Doesn't work out, but still smart nonetheless. All right. Well, we'll move on to part 2, where we got the final 9 here. And Victor has found the hidden immunity idol. Finally. Finally, somebody finds this damn idol. And he definitely needs it. So good for him. But now we've got unbreakable relationships. Are they the same? It's Chasm and Dina, Chasm and Bua, Tia and Bua, Vivian and Chasm, Chasm and Carlos, Victor and Ian. And then we've got Kaori and Ian with a strong dislike. Kaori and Dina with a medium bond. Oh, that's kind of random. And then Victor and Kaori with a medium bond, and Victor and Tia with a medium dislike. Not sure why this dislike is happening, but okay. Yeah, Victor and Ian are definitely in trouble here, but probably Ian more so than Victor, because Victor at least has this relationship with Kaori. He also has the idol. So yeah, Ian is in trouble. But immunity goes to Ian. Whoa, okay. So maybe he knows he's in trouble and he knows he has to go for the idol, go for the immunity. He gets it. Congrats to Ian. All right. On the beach, we've got Kaori and Victor finding something in common. Okay. Victor, once again, trying to lock in some allies here. He loses Luz and tries to work on Kaori instead. Bua and Vivian have a small fight, which has a lasting impact. Ooh. I don't think you want to be fighting Bua. She is kind of the power player of the season. But we also have Victor impressing the rest of the team. So Victor perhaps saving himself here and potentially not going to have to play his idol. I think it might land on Vivian. All right, let's go to Tribal. All right, we got the Juice tribe here, the Merge tribe. Ian, he has the necklace, cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands. I'll read the votes. The first vote goes to Kaori. One vote Kaori. Well, they are just going to keep piling on Kaori until she goes out. Next vote goes to Kaori. That is 2 votes Kaori. And the next vote goes to Vivian. 2 votes Kaori, 1 vote Vivian, and 6 votes left. And the next vote goes to Vivian. We're tied. 2 votes Kaori, 2 votes Vivian, 5 votes left. Next vote goes to Kaori. That is 3 votes Kaori, 2 votes Vivian, 4 votes left. And the next vote goes to Vivian. We're tied again. 3 votes Kaori, 3 votes Vivian, 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Kaori. I did not expect her to get this many votes, actually. So we got 4 votes Kaori, 3 votes Vivian, 2 votes left. And the next vote goes to Vivian. 4 votes Kaori, 4 votes Vivian, 1 vote left. It all comes down to the final vote, and the 11th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2 is going to be Vivian. Vivian, the tribe has spoken. Like I said, you should not have messed with Bua Buma. She absolutely screwed herself over here. She should not have done any of that. I think it otherwise could have landed on Victor, in which case he would have played on Idol probably, and it probably would have landed on Kaori instead. So yeah, Vivian should have played it better, but unfortunately, she goes out here. It's gonna go to Redemption. And who votes who? It is Bua, it's Dina, it's Kaori, it's Tia, and it's Victor who vote for Vivian. And Carlos, Ian, Kasim, and Vivian vote for Kaori. Okay, interesting. Kasim and Carlos don't vote with Bua. So is Kasim like, is he looking at his mother and is like, I know that she's kind of has the winning story here. Do I have to knock her down a peg? Because he is actively targeting her ally. Interesting. We'll see if this develops. Probably not. I mean, he's not going to vote out his own mom. There's no way. But maybe. Episode 11. We got the final 8 here. What's going on the beach? We got Victor with the idol. Alliances still the same. There haven't been any new alliances since the merge, which is kind of weird. Bua now with an unbreakable relationship toward Victor. What? That comes out of nowhere. And Victor also with an unbreakable relationship toward Bua. Wow. Okay, well, good for Victor. I guess impressing the rest of the team last episode really worked out for him because he also has one with Ian and also one with Kaori. And then we got Kasim and Dina, Kasim and Bua, Tia and Bua, and Kasim and Carlos. And Carlos also with an unbreakable relationship toward Victor. What? Victor suddenly just like peaking in the game. Wow. Is he taking over? Is he the new winner? Like, is he... Does he have the winner at it? I don't know. I think it's definitely a 2-horse race between Victor or Bua. Now that Bua is like bonding with Victor, I don't think that's good for her because she might not be seeing the threat level of Victor. But we also have Kaori and Ian still hating each other. All right, but we are going to have another duel or whatever, challenge. Oh, you can still swap. So Carlos can swap with Luz, but he's not going to do that. So that's okay. But we'll do another challenge. I think it's the same format. So like 2 people stay, 1 person goes, but I'm not sure. But the first person who is going to stay is going to be Vivian. Congrats to Vivian. She's still in it. And the second person is Luz. Unfortunate for Lilith. She is out, and I believe she is now the first member of the jury, probably. It doesn't say so, but I think so. I'm not sure. But anyway, Lilith, she's gone for good now. But Vivian, she gets another clue, and she's going to send it to Kasim. Interesting. So Kasim and Vivian, even though they haven't been aligned for a long time, they still had a bond, and I guess she's still holding on to that. Of course, there is no idol hidden, I think. I'm pretty sure Victor has the only idol in the game. So this is useless, but all right. Kaori, she wins immunity. Wow. So for the first time, Kaori is not going to catch votes at Tribal for like the first Tribal in 4 Tribals or so. So good for her. All right, let's go to the beach. We got Victor with the idol. Yeah, there is no idol hidden. Okay. We have Ian and Cassim with a minor disagreement, and Boo and Ian with a small fight. Yeah, I think that's it for Ian, probably. He is fighting with the Boon Moss, which is really not great. I think Ian goes up to Cassim because he has that bond with Cassim from All Stars. So maybe he's like, Cassim, please, just give me one more tribal. Give me one day, please. I just want to stay in. And Cassim is like, sorry, you gotta go. And then he goes and fights his mom also. All right, let's go to tribal. We got Kaori with the necklace. She cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Ian. One vote Ian. Second vote goes to Dina. One vote Dina. One vote Ian. 6 votes left. And the next vote goes to Ian. That is 2 votes Ian. One vote Dina. 5 votes left. And the next vote goes to Ian. 3 votes Ian. 1 vote Dina. 4 votes left. And the next vote goes to Dina. 3 votes Ian. 2 votes Dina. And 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Ian. 4 votes Ian. 2 votes Dina. And 2 votes left. Could still tie. I highly doubt it, but we could still tie. But the 12th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2. It is Ian. Ian, the tribe has spoken. Once again, makes it to the final 8, but gets booted out. Honestly, he probably would have gone out in last episode, but he won the immunity, so that saved him. Wasn't as lucky this time around, and now he's gone. He does get to go to Redemption, though, so it's not completely over for him. Ian votes are Bua, Carlos, Dina, Kaori, Cassim, and Tia, and then Ian and Victor vote for Dina. Victor could have saved Ian here and idled out Dina, but I think it's smart of him to hold on to the idol, to be honest, because I don't think Victor is really in that much of a danger, because he has like strong relationships with some key players in the game, like Bua, and I also think he was like bonding with Cassim. So I don't think he's going to be the next one to go anyway. And if he is, then he has the idol in his pocket. I think it's much better to keep it for himself at this point, unfortunately. I mean, unfortunately for Ian, but fortunately for him. But episode number 12, we got the final 7 here. Who is going to be the next to go? I think it might be Dina or Kaori, perhaps. I mean, Cassim has this bond with Dina, so he still might go against Bua, because he would obviously want to like further himself in the game, and Kaori is like not well liked on this tribe, so she could be the next to go. But also Tia isn't really doing anything, but she did have that relationship with Victor, right? Or was that, no, that was Carlos. I don't know. Let's go to the beach. Victor and Cassim now with an unbreakable relationship. Okay. Is Victor winning? Victor has really like just come out of nowhere and really taken control of the game. We also have Carlos with 1 towards Cassim and vice versa. Okay. And then we got Cassim and Dina, Victor and Bua, Victor and Kaori, Cassim and Bua, Tia and Bua, and Kaori and Dina. That comes out of nowhere. And then Carlos and Bua have a medium bond. Okay. It's so weird because we don't have any alliances. So we're just like kind of reading into these relationships much more. And everybody is like bonding with everybody. So it's kind of hard to tell what exactly is going on. But I think because like Kaori is at a 6 here. I think maybe Kaori and Tia are not that close. They're both just like close to Bua. So I think that could be a little contentious here. I don't know. Something is telling me it could be Kaori or Tia going out next. And I think it might be Tia. Let's go to Nectar. We got Carlos. He's not going to swap. But Ian shows up. We got Ian, Luz, and Vivian there now. They're going to do the challenge. And the first person to complete the challenge is going to be Luz. All right, congrats to Luz. They are still in the game. Look at Luz, though. They were the first person out in the merge, and they're still in here. Sticking around. And the next person to be out is Ian. All right, that is unfortunate for Vivian. She is going to be out of the game. She tried her best, but couldn't hang in there, so she's gone. Goes out in a pretty similar spot as she did on her original run on Copperdale, so okay. But Luz gets the clue, and they're going to throw it into the fire. They don't want anybody to have the clue, not even their own brother. But I guess it doesn't really matter. The idol isn't even hidden, so it's fine. Tia, she wins immunity. Whoa, that is surprising. I definitely thought she was in danger, so good for her. So I think it might be Kaori going out here. I'm not sure. Let's go to the beach. Let's see what's going on. We got Bua and Kasim finding something in common. Is that something that they are related? Potentially. All right, anyway, we'll go to tribal. All right, we got the Juice tribe here. The final 7. Tia, she has the necklace, cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Victor, he stands up. He is going to use his idol on himself. So I guess he was in more danger than I thought. Any votes cast against Victor will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Victor. Does not count. Victor does not count. Kaori. Oh. Okay. 2 votes Victor. Not counted. I guess he was actually not in trouble. So misplayed idol potentially. But we got 1 vote Kaori. 4 votes left. And the next vote goes to Carlos. 1 vote Carlos. 1 vote Kaori. 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Dina. Oh. So maybe it would have landed on him. Very strange vote turnout here. Next vote goes to Dina. So that is 2 votes Dina, 1 vote Carlos, 1 vote Kaori, 1 vote left. So it's going to be Dina or it's going to be a tie. In which case, Victor would have been a part of this tie here. And the last vote goes to Kaori. We're tied. Kaori is once again going to have a tie against her or go into a revote, I guess, whatever. Dina or Kaori are the only people who can't vote. Everybody else will revote. And the first vote on the revote goes to Dina. 1 vote Dina. Next vote goes to Dina. 2 votes Dina and 3 votes left. Next vote goes to Kaori. 2 votes Dina, 1 vote Kaori, and 2 votes left. And the next vote goes to Kaori. We're tied. 2 votes Dina, 2 votes Kaori, 1 vote left. And the 13th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2 is going to be Dina. Whoa. Dina, the tribe has spoken. I'm a little bit surprised she goes out here because Kaori, what even is going on with her? She's the cockroach of the season. She just keeps catching votes and never gets voted out. But yeah, unfortunately, Dina, she's out here. She's going to go to Redemption where she could come back. But for now, she's out of the game. Oh, okay. So it is Bua who gets rid of Dina here. Bua and Victor, they vote for Dina. Carlos and Kasim vote for Kaori. Dina and Tia vote for Victor. And then Kaori is the random Carlos vote. Okay, Kaori, you could have just thrown a vote on Dina here and everything would have been fine. But okay. And then Tia flips on the revote, obviously, because she can't vote for Victor. And Dina was the other Victor vote. So she doesn't vote again. That makes sense. So once again, Bua and Kasim do not have the same agenda, and Bua wins out. I think Bua is winning this game. It's gotta be either Bua or Victor. But like Dina was an ally of Kasim's, and he is losing out here big time. All right, well, anyway, we'll move on to episode number 13. We got the final 6 here. And on the beach, we have an idol hidden now that Victor used it. So there's gonna be another idol in play. Unbreakable relationships. Kasim and Bua, Victor and Kasim, Kasim and Carlos, Victor and Bua, Victor and Kaori, and then Tia and Bua. And now Kaori and Bua only with a strong bond. Okay, so they've dipped a little bit in loyalty. Interesting. And then we got Carlos and Bua with a strong bond. And then Tia and Carlos with a small bond. Victor and Carlos with a small bond. So Kasim is kind of losing a little bit of social capital here. I mean, he has his unbreakable relationships, but he doesn't really have a relationship with Tia. He doesn't really have a relationship with Kaori. And if Luz comes back into the game, he might lose Carlos. So I think Kasim is in trouble. Could be. Let's go to this thing. The Redemption Island. We're back. Dina shows up. Will Carlos swap? No. I mean, I think that makes sense. Carlos is in a much better spot than Luz ever was, and I don't think Luz is all that good at this game, but they are pretty decent at these like challenges at the Redemption Island. So we'll see. The first person to win the challenge is going to be Dina. Congrats to Dina. She is still in there, still hanging in there. And the next person is Ian. Unfortunate for Luz. They had a good run, but they are unfortunately out of the game now, officially. But you know, props to them. They held their own there at the Redemption. Dina, she gets the clue and she's gonna give it to Kaori. All right, to her fellow underdog. I don't think they have, no wait, they did actually have an unbreakable relationship. I forgot about that. Good for Kaori. She definitely might need this clue because she is constantly getting votes. All right. Immunity is gonna go to Chasm. Chasm, once again, showing he is no slouch in these challenges. His like immunity record is not that good actually. I think he won like 1 on All Stars, or maybe he had 2 on All Stars. No, he only had 1 because Mickey won every single challenge. But now he gets his second win in his Sims 4 Survivor career. Good for him. He's gonna take Bua, his mother, and of course Carlos with him on reward. So good for them. But on the beach, we got Carlos and Tia with a small fight, which has a lasting impact, okay? And Tia is impressing the rest of the team, and Chasm is impressing the rest of the team. All right? I think this could be Carlos going out then. It's either Carlos or Victor, because it could be Victor. I kind of want Victor to stay, because I think he could be a contender for the crown, and I kind of want to see him make it to the end. Or at least make it to the finale. We're almost there. All right, we're back at Tribal. We got the final 6 here. Chasm has the necklace, cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I read the votes. First vote goes to Tia. 1 vote Tia. Second vote goes to Victor. 1 vote Tia and 1 vote Victor. 4 votes left. Third vote goes to Victor. That is 2 votes Victor, 1 vote Tia, 3 votes left. Yeah, I think it might just be Victor, to be honest. Next vote goes to Tia. Okay, we're tied. Maybe not. 2 votes Tia, 2 votes Victor, 2 votes left. And the next one goes to Tia. Oh, okay. 3 votes Tia, 2 votes Victor, 1 vote left. And the 14th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2 is Tia Bailey. What? Tia, the tribe has spoken. Somebody flipped on her because she was in a 3-person alliance and somebody did not vote with them then. Was it Bua? Did Bua turn on Tia? I don't know, but Tia, she gets sent to redemption. Victor pulled it off. He hangs in there, at least for now. Okay, so it is Carlos Cowrie is the one who flips. Whoa. Chasm and Victor, they vote for Tia. I guess Cowrie was actually really close to Victor. So yeah, that makes sense. So Bua losing out here. Loses Tia. It is Bua and Tia who vote for Victor, of course. But Tia Bailey, the Joe character of Sims 4 Survivor, that one random lady who is not that good at this game, but somehow always makes it pretty far. She makes it to 6th, tentatively, because she's going to go to redemption. Somebody's going to end up returning. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll go to episode number 14, where we got the final 5 here for now. On the beach, we've got an idol hidden still. Unbreakable relationships. They are Carlos and Chasm, Victor and Chasm, Chasm and Bua. And then we got Victor and Bua, and then Victor and Cowrie. And then strong bonds are Cowrie and Bua, Carlos and Bua. And then Chasm and Cowrie with a medium bond, and then Victor with a medium bond toward Carlos. Didn't like Carlos have an unbreakable relationship with Victor for like a split second? That has severely dropped. All right, well, anyway. We're at Redemption Island. We've got Tia showing up here. Now it is going to be Dina, Ian, and Tia. They're going to play it out. And the first person to make it through the challenge is going to be Dina. Congrats to Dina. She is still in there. And the second person is Tia. Okay. Unfortunately for Ian, he is out here. Honestly, I feel like it's fine that he goes. I don't think he had any legs in the game anyway if he would have returned. So not that sad to see him go, but that's fine. He did pretty well in this season, so it's not that bad. But Dina, she gets the clue and she's going to throw it into the fire. No clue for anybody. They're going to have to find this idol on their own. Although Cowrie still has the clue, so she could still find it. Immunity goes to Chasm again. Wow, Chasm suddenly on a run. Is he going to win? I really do not hope he wins. I want him to make it to the end and then not win. I think that would be fun. And honestly, I don't think he is winning because he has not had like the best relationships in the game. And he's probably going to end up at the end with his best relationships. So I think they might get jury votes over him. But I don't know. Carlos, he goes on reward with Chasm. So good for Carlos. He gets a picnic. Nice. On the beach, we got Carlos with the major meltdown. Oh no, that's not great. This might be Carlos's boot episode, to be honest. Still nobody finding this idol. Are we just hiding them really, really well this season? Or what is going on? Usually people find them like every 5 seconds. But Victor is completely worn out, is not giving up. He knows he has to pull through here. He has to give it his all, or he's gone. What an underdog story for him. Let's go to Tribal. I think it might be Carlos going out here, but we'll see. All right, we got the final 5 here. Chasm has the necklace, cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Nobody stands up. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Kaori. 1 vote Kaori. Second vote goes to Kaori. 2 votes Kaori. 3 votes left. And the third vote goes to Carlos. 2 votes Kaori. 1 vote Carlos. 2 votes left. So it's not Victor. Okay. Is it Kaori? Next vote goes to Carlos. We're tied. It is 2 votes Carlos, 2 votes Kaori, and 1 vote left. And the 15th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor, Blood vs. Water 2, is going to be Carlos. Yeah. Carlos, the tribe has spoken. He did have that major meltdown. But once again, Kasim and Bua, they are trading allies left and right. Do you think it's planned? Do you think they're planning it? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think they're just like got different agendas, but they're also just kind of having fun with it. That's my guess. Because I mean, like, they don't really care who wins if it's going to be one of them. Like, as long as it's one of them, right? But Carlos goes out here, goes to Redemption. Very good run for him, though. Like, 5th place. Pretty good. I mean, 5th place for now. Carlos votes are Bua, Kaori, and Victor. And Kaori votes are Carlos and Kasim. So Kasim is going to be in trouble because I definitely think that, like, Kaori and Victor, they are locked in at this point. And I think Bua might vote out her own son. I think she might. I'm not 100% on that, but she might. It's also going to depend on who comes back, because somebody is going to come back into the competition in the finale here. So let's just find out who that is. I'm going to do the finale recap once, I guess I'll do it in part 2 when we have the actual Final Four. But we have the current Final Four here, and somebody is going to return. All right, Carlos, he shows up here on Redemption Island on the Nectar. Nectar what? Nectar Tribe? What? I don't know. I don't even know what this is, but he's here. So the first person, I think it's going to show me who goes out. So yeah, first person who is out and is not going to return is going to be Carlos. Unfortunate. Okay, so he's actually 7th place. That's kind of sad that he makes it to the final 5 and then ends in 7th place. But the person who is out next, which means the other person is going to return, is Dina. So Tia Bailey, she's back. She's back in it. Wow. Okay. Did not think Tia Bailey would win the Redemption Island duels here, but here she is. She's also going to get an idol clue, so perhaps she can find this idol. I mean, nobody's finding these damn idols, so maybe not, but we'll see. She does find the idol. All right. Tia Bailey, she's in it. She's in it, and she wants to win. Random as hell, but here she is. Anyway, relationship highlights. We've got unbreakable relationships, Victor and Kasim, Tia and Bua, okay, Kasim and Bua, Victor and Bua, and Victor and Kaori. Honestly, I'm not sure who's gonna go out, because they might vote for Tia and she's gonna play her idol. I think it might be Kasim, which I would not hate. Like, I'm okay with losing Kasim here at the end. He's already won. It's fine. But let's just see who wins immunity. It's Tia! What the hell? This is so funny. Okay, well, Tia Bailey, Sutton, surge in the game for her. She comes back. She is gonna return, win immunity, find the idol. So she's gonna use her idol on somebody, which she's probably gonna use on Bua, I'm guessing. So yeah. All right, good for her. Let's go to the beach. All right, we've got Tia with the idol. Last time to use it, obviously. And then Bua and Kasim bond slightly. I think Kasim knows it's his time. Also, Kaori and Kasim have a major fight, so that's not great. And he's also working hard at camp and becomes tired. He knows he's probably the one who's gonna go out here. So he's just like, he wants to hang out with his mom. Kaori is being all pissy about it. And he's like, listen, it's my mom. Shut the fuck up. But he is still trying to hang in there, but it's probably not gonna work. Although it could land on Victor, I don't know. Anyway, let's go to Tribal. All right, we got the actual final 5 here. Bua, Kaori, Kasim, Tia, and Victor. Tia, she has the necklace, cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now is the time to do so. Tia, she stands up. She is going to use her idol on Bua Buma. Unsurprising. Any votes cast against Bua will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote goes to Kaori. 1 vote Kaori. Has there been a single tribal that she has attended that she has not received votes where she was not immune? I don't think so. Next vote goes to Kasim. 1 vote Kaori, 1 vote Kasim, 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Kasim. That's 2 votes Kasim, 1 vote Kaori, 2 votes left. And the 16th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor, Blood vs. Water 2 It is Kasim. Kasim, the tribe has spoken. Unanimous vote, which means that Bua voted out her own son. But I think he was like, you can take me out. It's fine. Because obviously he's won the game. He's fine with going out. He wants the best for his mother. I think it makes sense. But still, holy shit, Bua Buma is not fucking around. She wants to win. And she might win, to be honest. But we lose Kasim here. Sad to see him go, but you know, also not really. It's a unanimous vote against Kasim. Kasim throws a vote on Kaori. She shouldn't have been like picking a fight with him, or she could have gotten like one tribal where she's not gonna get a vote against her. But you know what? Kasim, he had a good run. Made it surprisingly far for being the only winner on the season and like clearly having the biggest target on his back. Also, being in this entire merge with his loved one and being like the only pair in the merge. Like, very impressive. But I guess that's why he's one of the best to do it, right? All right, we've got the final four here. And let's actually go through these people. First person of the final four is Buabuma, who I think she is winning. I'm pretty sure, but it could be another person, but I'm pretty sure she's winning. Bua has played a very strong game. She has kind of just dominated the game along with her son, Kasim. Now she bests her son, Kasim, but they have also been doing a little bit of a back and forth where they've been like taking out each other's allies, which has been a very strange storyline, but it is funny. So yeah, I definitely think Boo is winning, but we'll see. She could get taken out here right before the end, but she also has like the best relationships. I think everybody in this Final Four loves her, and so does the audience. I mean, she's not a fan favorite for no reason, you know? And next up, we have Tia Bailey, who I don't think is winning. I mean, she got eliminated and she's back. So I think she would have been out last part of the finale if she had not both won immunity and also found the idol. But she's still here. I think she's probably going to get dragged to the end and be a losing finalist, which would be a decent spot for her. I think that's fine. Then we got Victor Fang, who I also think is a contender for the crown. Honestly, I'm very impressed by Victor's game this season. I always knew he had it in him, but he was like looking to be down and out pretty much from the merge on, and he just kept working, kept getting those relationships in, up to a point where he ends up with these really strong relationship with very key players like Bua, like Kasim, and that keeps him going in the game even as his allies go out. I think he could be a very strong winner here, and I would like to see it. But I would also be happy to see Bua win. And then we got Kaori Nishidake, the punching bag of the season. She's had a rough time. Yeah. Got in a vote literally every single tribal, aside from the one where she was immune. I don't think she's winning. I don't think she's well liked on this season. I think she's a go to the end, or she's going to be the fourth placer here. Either way, I don't think it's her season at all. But what a fun run for her. What a dumb and fun run for her. All right, that's our final four. Let's see who wins. I think it is a two-horse race between Bua and Victor at this point. I think both of them have to try to take the other out. In which case, Bua does have this alliance with Tia and Kaori. So Victor could be in trouble, but if he can make it to the end, I think he definitely has a case to make for himself there at the end. We'll see. All right, what is going on with relationships here? We've got the alliance. It's pretty strong, actually. So Victor is in trouble. But he does have an unbreakable relationship with Bua and Kaori, and he has a strong bond with Tia, actually. Bua and Tia have an unbreakable relationship as well, and then Kaori and Bua also have an unbreakable relationship. And then Tia and Kaori only with a medium bond, even though they've been aligned this entire game. They were just never that close. To be fair, Kaori was not on a tribe with Tia for a while there, so I don't know. But let's see who wins the final immunity of the season. Victor! Whoa! He was in trouble. He knew it. He knew he had to do it. What an underdog story. He is gonna make it to the end. Can he pull it off? This is exciting. All right, let's go to the beach. Let's see what's happening. Nothing. Okay, that's fine. Of course, it's a final four. Nothing ever happens. Let's just go to final tribal council, or not final tribal. Let's just go to tribal council. Let's see what's going on. Let's see who goes out. All right, we got the final four here. Victor has the necklace, cannot be voted for. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And the first vote goes to Tia. One vote Tia. Second vote goes to Kaori. One vote Kaori and one vote Tia. Two votes left. And the third vote goes to Tia. That is two votes Tia. One vote Kaori. One vote left. And the final vote goes to the 17th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2. It is Tia Bailey. Tia, the tribe has spoken, once again gets voted out of the game here. Tia is, I think she might be like one of my favorite Sims 4 Survivor players because she is so dumb. Not like dumb as in she is dumb, but like her whole journey on this game has been crazy. I don't know what is going on with her, but somehow she is like the least affable Sims 4 Survivor player there is, and she somehow makes it all the way to the end here. All right. Anyway, it's a unanimous vote against Tia. I think that makes sense. I mean, she did get voted out already, so that's fine. But look at Kaori. She is making a final 3 once again. But here we are at Final Tribal Council. We got our final 3 here. Bua Buma, Kaori Nishidake, and Victor Fang. They all plead their case for why they should win. We've got our 8-person jury here, which just to make it clear, since it was a little bit obscure when we were doing the whole Redemption Island thing, the jury is Carlos Lopez, Dina Caliente, Ian Moody, Kasim Buma, Lilith Pleasant, Luz Lopez, Tia Bailey, and Vivian Lewis. But they all ask their questions and cast their votes for who they think should win, and it is time to crown yet another Sims 4 Survivor winner. The first vote goes to Kaori. One vote Kaori. Second vote goes to Bua. One vote Kaori and one vote Bua. The third vote goes to Victor. That is one vote Kaori, one vote Bua, one vote Victor, and 5 votes left. Everybody's tied, everybody on the board. The fourth vote goes to Victor. 2 votes Victor, 1 vote Kaori, 1 vote Bua, and 4 votes left. And the fifth vote goes to Kaori. Okay. 2 votes Kaori, 2 votes Victor, only 1 vote Bua. Interesting. And the 6th vote goes to Bua. Okay, we're tied. 2 votes Bua, 2 votes Kaori, 2 votes Victor, and 2 votes left. And the 7th vote goes to Kaori? What? Okay, we got 3 votes Kaori, 2 votes Bua, 2 votes Victor. Is Kaori winning? I refuse to believe this. There's no way. There is no way. So we got 1 vote left, which means it's either going to be Kaori or we're going to tie. And the 8th and final vote goes to Bua. Okay. So we are tied between Bua Bunma and Kaori Nishidake, which means, unfortunately, Victor, I was hoping he would get it, but he didn't have the support of the jury, so he is out. Unfortunate for him, which makes him the final member of the jury, and he is going to cast the winning vote. Victor, he cast his vote, and he has voted for the winner, which is Bua! Whoa, congratulations, Bua Bunma, the winner of Sims 4 Survivor Blood vs. Water 2. Very, very impressive game by Bua. I think this is the correct winner here. If it wasn't going to be Victor, it was going to be Bua. And if it wasn't going to be Bua, it was going to be Victor. I'm just glad it's not Kaori. All right, let's see the vote breakdown. We got Carlos, Kasim, and Tia voting for Bua. Dina, Lilith, and Vivian vote for Kaori. That's kind of random. Actually, yeah, I guess that makes sense, because Dina and Lilith, they did have an unbreakable relationship with Kaori, and I guess Vivian didn't really have a bond with like any of the 3 of them. Okay. And then Luz and Ian are Victor votes. That makes sense also. Luz had a really strong relationship with Victor. Ian had a really strong relationship with Victor. Okay, I guess it does make sense, this would turn out. Okay, well, anyway, let's see who the fan favorite is. It is Luz. Okay. I mean, I guess they did have a pretty impressive run on Redemption, so I feel like it makes sense. I like when the fan favorite kind of makes sense. All right, well, that is our season. Here is our placement order. We've got Derek McMillan in 20th place. In 19th, we've got Angela Pleasant. In 18th, we've got Simon Scott. In 17th, we've got Sarah Scott. In 16th, we've got Haru Matsuda. In 15th, we've got Lily Fang. In 14th, Shigeru Nishidake. In 13th, Katrina Caliente. In 12th, Eric Lewis. In 11th, Lilith Pleasant. In 10th, Vivian Lewis. In 9th, Luz Lopez. In 8th, Ian Moody. In 7th, Carlos Lopez. In 6th, Dina Caliente. In 5th, Kasim Buma. In 4th, Tia Bailey. In 3rd, Victor Fang. Our runner-up, Kaori Nishidake. And our winner, Bua Bunma. All right, most challenges are Kasim, Tia, and Victor, all with 2. And we got Ian, Kaori, and Lilith with 1. Why does it say 0 wins for reward for everyone? What do you mean? Oh, right, we didn't do any reward challenges because we did Redemption Island. Okay. Well, most votes received, unsurprisingly, is Kaori with 25, which I think is the record now. I think Gianna used to have it on early outs where she got like 23 votes or 21 votes. I'm not sure. But Kaori, record holder. Congrats, Kaori. Next, we got Luce with 17, Dina with 16, Ian and Vivian with 12 each. Then we got Simon with 10, Carlos and Lily with 9, Angela with 8, Tia with 7, Kasim and Lilith with 5, Haru, Katrina, and Victor with 4. Bua, Derek, and Shigeru had 3. Eric had 1, and Sarah had not a single vote before she swapped out for her husband Simon, right? I think that's what happened. All right, most strategic. We've got Kasim Bunma, number 1. That makes sense. I mean, he's the he's the only winner on the season. He also played a very good game, so I think that makes sense. Then we got Carlos number 2 and Dina number 3. I would disagree with that. I'm gonna say Kasim number 1, Bua number 2, and then Victor number 3. But there you have it. That was our season. All hail our current reigning Bua Bunma, the first elder woman to win the game. Finally. Justice for the mature women, for the grandmas out there. And I also believe this might be the first time we've had a winner be related to another winner, right? Because obviously Bua related to Kasim. Very interesting. That was a fun yet a little bit chaotic season. I'm not like obsessed with Redemption Island. I don't think I'm gonna do another Redemption Island season. I feel like it just eats up so much time that we don't really get enough of the other stuff that is going on. But anyway, still a fun season. I will see you in the next one, which is gonna be season 30. And I feel like we should probably do like something fun for that since it's like a milestone season, right? I don't know. I don't know what we'll do, but it'll be something. If you have some suggestions, I will happily take them. All right, that's it for me today. See you later. Bye-bye.